I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go.
Hey, we are at Tintern Abbey.
We are, yeah. It's one of the places that we've been meaning to go for a long time, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah, so we just bought our tickets in the little visitor centre.
Yep.
There are bathrooms inside and outside of the Abbey.
Absolutely.
We're off for an explore.
They do blue light discount,
Yes.
so if you got one of them, then make sure you do that.
Although normally they give us both the discount,
Yeah.
but they only gave John the discount this time.
So Tintern Abbey is in Wales, not far from Cistercian Castle we went through a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's also not too far from Caldecott Castle.
No.
But we're excited to have an explore. There is a monk here today.
There is, that's exciting.
Doing a guided tour. I don't know if he's a real monk.
How can he be a real monk because he can't talk, can they?
No, some of them take a vow of silence, but I assume this one has
That's exciting.
because he's doing a tour of the Abbey. And we were going to do the tour, but there are lots of boards around as well, so we thought we would do that.
We put it on.
We've got our plan in, but I'm hoping we can use the boards because they normally tell you like more accurate stuff.
Absolutely, and the ghost stories for later, unbelievable.
Okay, let's go.
So this is a warming house. This is the only place other than the kitchen in the Abbey that would have lit the fire. That would have been cold in the winter. They would have lit a fire from the 1st of November to Good Friday.
So the monks were expected to just suffer with the cold. They would have had their haircuts in here because obviously it's not safe to wield scissors when your hands are shaking. Yeah. They also bled the monks in here, which is what they thought would cure diseases. So they kind of drained the blood, and it was supposed to help cure illnesses and diseases.
And that would have been very cold because these obviously stone buildings would have kept it cold as well.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because a lot of the abbeys and castles we visited before, there's tons of fireplaces.
Absolutely.
But this would have been one of the only rooms.
Yeah. I would have been in there.
Yeah. This is the pantry, you can tell because it's dark and it's cool.
We're doing a lot of food in there, isn't there?
It's quite big for a pantry,
It is,
but it is a big abbey. So.
It is. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we find that like that.
And it's got a cool... Oh look, you can see the monk. This is what you always do, isn't it? But you can see the monk down there just doing his tour.
That's not. So this is a refectory. This is where the monks, when they came for dinner, they would have sat around the outer edge, sat in silent and listened to a religious text. They would have had bread and vegetables most days, but on other days they was allowed other stuff with weak beer.
Yeah.
I would like that.
This is where the monk would have stood and read the inspirational speeches and the text to the monks that were sat all around the outside. And that just there is the serving hatch, where they would have gone up and got their food once a day in the winter and twice a day in the summer months. The ale accounted for 25% of their energy needs, so that's pretty cool. And they would have been allowed meat from the 14th century. This was the kitchen. It's not very big, but I suppose they weren't doing big fancy meals, so it didn't really matter. There's not much left of the kitchen now, other than a cupboard just over there. Yeah, and the serving hatch. But it says that they would have just served the choir monks that side, the lay brothers that side, and then when they were done, all the rubbish just went down the drain.
Yeah, that would be very smelly.
This also would have been the only other room with a fire.
Yeah, here in the warming room. That would be the only place in the whole abbey. It's a big abbey.
Yeah. I wonder what people are walking down those steps to the... Because that would have been where they dropped the rubbish.
Yeah.
Why are people going down there? The little cupboard we were talking about.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool? I mean, it works the same as how it works
Absolutely,
now.
yeah.
But stone.
As you can see they done a bit of work here. And it does look like we had the fire, but I don't know if that was years ago or more recent.
Would be odd for it to have a fire, seeing as though
There's nothing there, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless someone broke in and had a fire. What? It'd be a shame if they did. But they do the work. What? Keep it up together. What?
Yeah.
It's the sort of place that my brother-in-law would have worked on if he lived down there.
You love that castle, don't you? So this room is the Lay Brothers refectory.
Yep.
The Lay Brothers did all of the manual work, which kind of makes me think that that's where the word labourer came from.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, yeah.
But I don't know.
Maybe.
So the Lay Brothers, they did the manual work, and the choir monks, they did all of the kind of prayers and the songs, I would
They would
imagine.
have been quiet reading, basically, yeah.
They did kind of swap and change a little bit, but not very much. The solarium where we just were, that's where they kept some of the food and drink for the Lay Brothers.
Yeah, so that would have been, like Emma said, for your labourers, basically. So I wonder if the food was slightly different. Maybe. It feels like it's a bit of a class system, maybe. That the ones that read and prayer would have been higher class than the labourers, basically. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
But it feels like it could be.
Yeah. During the Black Plague, they lost a lot of the monks here, and they had to start kind of renting out different rooms, which wasn't ideal for the monks, because this is obviously supposed to be a place that's super quiet and it's just them on their own. So the kitchen where we just were, they turned that into a cottage, which is why it doesn't look very kitcheny now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so then
there would have been 80 brothers in a height of people being here.
Yeah.
Which quite a lot, really. I mean, it's a big abbey, but that's still quite a lot of people.
It is.
You know, if you have like the food and washing and everything, it would have been a lot of. It's like it being a small town, really.
Yeah, but they needed all of those monks to do the farming and the manual labour and the cooking and the cleaning and all of that. We haven't mentioned, but the abbey was built in 1131 in the time of Henry I.
Yes.
And it was demolished when Henry VIII kind of demolished the Catholic system.
So this is the cloisters. This is where they would have done quiet reading and prayer. They would have took a walk, because inside and out. It would have been very cold in these cloisters because it was built on the north rather than the south.
They had a double kind of stacked pillar system, which the monks wouldn't have really liked because they didn't really like all that decorative stuff. When they realised it was super cold, they added kind of double glazing, sort of, maybe single glazing, to the pathway there. And just there is where the monks would have washed their hands before dinner.
Absolutely. I took a walk on this glass bit.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's chickens. Do you think they're wild chickens?
That's impressive, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love when there are pillars like this. I don't know why. So the very first abbey built here would have been very simple and more in the Norman style, the one that kind of the monks liked. And then in the 13th century, Richard Bygod redesigned it and built this massive abbey.
It is awesome. How impressive does that look? Yeah. The roof from the pulpit would have been blocked, so it would have created a private worshipping area for the monks. That's amazing, because Emma always says it when they do like
the
abbey,
royal weddings.
Yeah, they would have been. You couldn't see much because it creates a private area for them to pray, I guess.
Yeah, so you would have had the pews just here, and then a little bit further up the Lay Brothers would have had their area, and then further than that would have been the choir monks.
Absolutely.
So everybody had their own private area to worship.
It's awesome because, you know, you think about the monarch and that, you know, you don't want to see him pray or cry or you know, all emotions, so that would have been the same for them. They would have had their own moment and their own time to do what they need to do in worship.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous, yeah.
Considering the monks liked it simple, Richard Bygod didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't mind this simple.
And they live here. Yeah. They look pretty comfortable.
So all the fences you can see at the moment, because they've got a lot of work going on, and the work is, apparently, we're just reading the sign, that the stones and that are made out of clay is crumbling away, so they're currently trying to work out how to prevent that from happening anymore.
Yeah.
What I mean, I don't know how you would do that.
They said they're still trying to figure it out, but it's tricky.
Yeah.
But look, if you see that pillar there, I don't know if you can tell, but look at all the different colours in it.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, that
And then-
window there, that would have framed the scenery and looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would imagine that was a stained glass window.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
And look at the cloisters.
Yeah.
That kind of like when we were talking about the pathway earlier, that the corridor, that's what that would have looked like.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. And I don't think the chickens would have been allowed indoors then.
They might be killed. For food.
They might be used for eggs.
Or eggs, yeah. And then killed.
John! The monks would have done 8 services and 2 masses each day. That's a lot of masses. Yeah. And they would have travelled in through the door just there, and then at night time they would have come straight from their dormitory to do night mass.
Just from there.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 8 a day. With all the other stuff they had
And
to do.
2 masses.
Yeah. And like all the works they had to
Yeah.
do, like in the field and that.
Yeah.
That's been a lot.
While we're here, they're obviously doing work, so it does prevent the view just a little bit, but this might not be here when you're here.
No.
But you can still see the beauty and the magnitude of it.
It is stunning. However, I would have thought these adventures would have been quite a long time because that's quite a
Work,
work
yeah.
to sort out what to do with the stone.
Imagine, look at the window there. That would have been like the main side entrance.
I just think the arches are just incredible.
Yeah,
you know,
they're so-
like details into that.
Especially considering these are from the
I
13th
know.
century.
Yes, mind blowing that out.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, they got no way of doing that now.
It's been very well looked after considering.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of what they were talking about with the clay, how it's, this one obviously isn't bad, else we wouldn't be allowed near it, but this is where it kind of like creates a
Yeah.
split.
You can see it a lot of places like it. We won't obviously pick it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then obviously it's worse other places that they're
How would they
fixing.
even start to treat that? I have no idea.
Oh look, the chicken came to say hello. And that looks like 2 little tombs maybe?
Possibly. Yeah.
And another one over there.
It could be. It's small, man.
Well, we thought that when we went to
Yeah, we
Shep
did.
Abbey,
Yeah.
but John's in it.
So this is where the monks would have came each morning from the cloisters where we just were to basically have a team meeting. They would have been given jobs, had news, discuss any sort of problems they had the previous days,
Yeah.
had a reading, and it's basically a team meeting you would have at work now.
Yeah, so the reading they've got on the board there is one that is kind of promoting manual labour.
Yeah.
So it's like idleness causes laziness or something like that.
Absolutely.
So they're saying like you need to do your prayers.
Yeah.
That's important, and also the work is important.
But also,
So Tintern Abbey became famous when it was included in lots of artists' romanticised paintings, and also Wordsworth did a poem that was kind of based around Tintern Abbey.
it's super long.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't mention the abbey at all, but it was talking about like the politics and the religion of the area and how beautiful like the area and the abbey is, which has kind of encouraged lots and lots of visitors from around the 13th century to now. It gets around 70,000 visitors per year.
What's a lot, really?
Yeah.
If you compare how big it is,
Yeah.
what's amazing.
Yeah.
Wordsworth was a guy who was buried in the Lake District when he was there.
in Grasmere. We didn't go and
Yeah.
see where he was buried, but it was Grasmere where we went and got the gingerbread.
Absolutely, so go and check Inbox there for me. So this massive hall would have been the infirmary hall.
Yeah,
What?
it's big.
Massive. Yeah.
I imagine it would have had a lot of use during the Black Plague.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's way bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
It's probably one of the biggest rooms in the whole abbey.
yeah, well it
Possibly.
is, yeah. Wow.
So came and checked out your gravestone because we thought someone was cool buried there. But it actually says it's to celebrate the coronation of King George I in 1911.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I always thought it took trees longer to grow, but it's going to get some acorns.
I love oak tree, yeah.
Look at the acorn.
I do love the fact it's a gravestone as well. Eh?
Yeah.
We thought, just go and check that out.
Maybe was just having a little rest. He's getting himself all excited about the chickens.
Yeah, loads of them.
Yeah. Tons of benches and picnic benches around out this side for you to bring a picnic if
Absolutely,
you want.
that would be nice for a nice day. Yeah. I think that one is Queen Elizabeth.
Let's go see.
Coronation, yeah.
Every coronation they do
so.
something. The Queen only got a bench for a jubilee.
Yeah. That's happening everyone now.
Yeah. There's going to be benches everywhere.
Yeah, but yeah, like Emma was saying, there's loads of benches. You want to come for a picnic.
You can even get yourself a table chicken. They've got a chicken at their table.
What a lovely area just to chill
Yeah.
out.
I think there's lots of walks into the forest as
Yeah.
well. So we were just saying this is way bigger than we thought it would be. Yeah. And you've got all this outside area too. Oh, this is a chapel. Another private little kind of churchy area.
Yeah, this is a tiny one.
Yeah. Would have had a nice big window there though.
Yeah.
We didn't mention, we have shown you, but it is dog friendly and you all know Louis loves anything like this. So
Yeah, it's awesome place like this because he does have a good walk around.
yeah. All the smells.
All the smells.
Look how small that chapel is. You can tell better from here. So you know we love a ghost story.
We do, and an old abbey like this, there's tons.
Yeah, so we saw that people are seeing a white monk, a hooded monk in their pictures once they've left.
That's awesome. We seen on TikTok last night that you take pictures and then all of a sudden there's a hooded monk in the background.
Yeah.
So maybe, because we took quite a lot of photos, maybe we see the same later.
I don't know, it's scary.
Fingers crossed.
The ghost story, there were lots of ghost stories,
Yep.
but this is one that we've picked. And it's from the book of Lord Halifax's Ghosts in 1937 it was written, so if you want to read the full thing, you can. But basically, this man and his wife came to Tintern Abbey on like a day out,
Yep.
way back when, I guess, before 1937.
Yep.
And she was an automatic writer, and automatic writers kind of just let the feeling or
Yeah.
spirits, or they say spirits, but you know it's kind of like the feel of what you're writing,
Yep.
rather than like thinking about it. So that's what she did. So she sat down on one of the benches to do this and got in touch with a Saxon soldier that was buried here, and he was asking for help because you know he couldn't pass over because nobody had done mass.
Yep.
So he was asking them to get a priest to do mass. So if they did, they got a local Catholic priest to come and do mass for this soldier. And he said, okay, yeah, that was good, but can you do two more?
Two more to be at peace before I pass over.
Forever,
Yep.
kind of thing. So the priest agreed to do it. He did two more times. And then years later, and I don't know if this was a story that people knew and that these people came back knowing the story.
Yeah.
Or if they independently said this. But another couple came back. She was like a clairvoyant kind of psychic kind of lady, and she said that she saw a Saxon soldier. She described him as wearing all grey with a big white beard, and he said, thank you so much, thank you for the masses.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. But there's so many different stories like that. There's
Yeah.
a Christmas ghost, I think. There's a white monk ghost.
Yeah.
There's loads.
Yeah, but I really liked that one
Yeah.
because I liked that two separate accounts, and I haven't
Absolutely.
really heard anything about automatic writing like recently. So
No.
I thought that was a cool
That's
way
awesome.
to discover
It is
a ghost.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the ghost story. Tell us if you thought it was spooky.
Absolutely. And let us know about any ghost stories you might have as well, because we do love a ghost story.
Yeah. The infirmary we mentioned was over there. This is the infirmary cloister where they would have grown herbs and things to help make the monks feel better.
Absolutely. That's awesome, isn't
Yeah.
it? That is awesome. I can't grow anything. That's awesome.
John's an engineer, probably would have been a water engineer if he was a monk.
That was very clever, that. So they managed to channel it to certain parts of the abbey.
Yeah, like you can see there's that bit there and that bit, and it would have flushed like the waste away and
Yeah.
then got fresh water where it was needed.
That's very clever.
Very
Impressed.
clever.
Yeah. He's skilled water engineers, apparently.
Yeah. And this, I reckon, is one of the nicest views of
It's awesome.
that.
Yeah. But I would imagine it would just smell now. with what
Yeah,
it's
unless
doing.
this was the freshwater bit.
Yeah. But at some point there would have been a sewer somewhere. But yeah, that is awesome. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I would imagine these are pillars.
Yeah, they definitely held the room up. It would have been the East Range. I'm not reading that sign or anything. Actually, that is something we should mention. There has been a lot of great signs
Yeah,
around.
it has.
We haven't really needed our research.
Apart from the ghost stories.
Yeah.
So of course, every good attraction ends with a gift shop.
This one's a really cool one.
It
though,
does
let
look
me
nice.
show you.
Yeah.
Jack Russell one.
Yeah. That's right.
It all looks like handmade gifts.
Yeah.
Look at the tapestries.
Amazing, isn't it?
They've got a tapestry bookmark too. Look.
I love that.
These are so cool.
Yeah, they are. I haven't bad price to get there.
What is-
131.
Huh?
131. Not bad at all for
Okay.
that.
We've got some t-shirts of the Abbey. Oh wow. Look at this. John's gonna like this.
Yeah, I was saying this one was nice. But yeah.
Yeah, but that one's got the Abbey on it. £30 that one. You can get your very own terracotta tile. You've got a sale on.
Bargain. It's shop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cute shop. See, I don't want to say people are lying about the ghost, but in a picture, that white door, you know, in the big door,
Yeah.
would look like a white monk.
No.
No?
No, I don't know. I think that's a stretch.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a ghost. That's more
Okay.
feasible to me.
Fine. It's beautiful though.
That's awesome, isn't it? That windows are lovely.
Yeah.
It's very warm now. Yeah. So get a drink and see what happens.
I really enjoyed exploring Tintern Abbey.
It was awesome, awesome place. Come and check it out from the area.
If you're not already subscribed, please do that down below.
Absolutely, and click here to watch us explore Chepstow Castle, watch us down the road.
Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely, thanks for watching guys, take care, bye.
Bye.